all rise. The International Criminal Court, ICC Moot Court Competition, is now in session. Please be seated.
Now, according to the rules of the ICC Moot Court Competition, deliberations were made to assess each of the teams participating on the following criteria: knowledge of facts and legal principles, articulate analysis of the issues, use of authorities and citations, ingenuity and clarity, persuasiveness, logic and reasoning, and of course presentation. The great advantage of sitting as judges in a moot court that we don't actually have to give a judgment based upon the arguments that we've heard. But this has not been an easy task. It's been a universally high standard, which is probably inevitable in a final. I say this: there are no losers in a moot competition, but there is, of course, one team that is designated the winner. We now turn to making a few observations, and I'm going to ask my colleague Mary Ann Power to do so with regard to the defence team.
You had the very difficult task of opening submissions today, and I would like to congratulate you on a very articulate and well-structured presentation. Thank you.
We now turn to the prosecution team, and I ask my colleague Philippe Ambach to make a few comments.
Yeah, prosecution. I like very much how the prosecution brought us to the centerpiece of what the prosecution case on the merits would be. That was the Article 7 bit. And I like that for the simple reason that you really focused on, okay, what do we have to talk about? What do we have to discuss? And that was, I think, very well done. The presentation by both, calm, to the point, that as well is something I gather is very difficult, in particular in these circumstances when you are standing here. I congratulate the entire team to have made it through a pretty difficult case, and for once, it's the OTP who is up against two teams, the Defense and Government Council, so congratulations.
Thank you. And I now turn to the government team. It was a well-structured and firm grasp of the issues that was demonstrated by the team. Advocacy is both an art and a science, but it also requires determination and focusing on the objective rather than allowing questions to divert you. One of the points of asking questions is to see how people cope with that. I think in the case of each of the teams, it was done well, but I've concentrated, of course, on the government team. These are, to get to the finals, it takes a lot of hard work and determination, and we can see why each of these teams has arrived here. But now I give the floor to my colleague, Ms. Mary Ann Power, who's going to announce the second runner-up.
The second runner-up of the ICC Moot Court Competition 2014 English edition is the defence team.
Thank you, and I now give the floor to my colleague, Mr. Ambach, who will announce the first runner-up.
Now, the first runner-up of the 2014 ICC Moot Court Competition is the prosecution team.
Now you're all wondering, and using your powers of deductive logic to determine who is the winner. And of course, the winner of the ICC Moot Court Competition 2014 English edition is the government team. There is going to be an award for the best oralist, but that will be done during the reception that we have afterwards, because the winner is not present in the courtroom at the moment. May I congratulate everybody on your excellent work and deep knowledge of the ICC and the Rome Statute system. It's an illustration, this final, that the attraction and intellectual interest in international criminal law goes beyond national and political boundaries, because it will come as no surprise to anyone to see that the three teams that are engaging in the final come from nations which are not members of the Assembly of State Parties. What I hope is that people observing this will realize that within those nations, although they are not members of the Assembly of State Parties, there are lawyers who are extremely well versed in international criminal law, and when, not if, but when those countries join the Assembly of State Parties, probably not in my lifetime, but hopefully I say in yours, that you will come to this court to act as advocates with the skill that you have exhibited today. May I also thank the people who are behind the scenes. No teams come to these courts and moot courts without a great deal of work being done behind the scenes by the administrators and academics and mentors and assistants, and we thank those people very much indeed. They make this whole thing possible. I'm now happy to invite you all now to the reception in the lobby of the public area of the courtrooms. ICC protocol staff will escort you to the public area of the court, where we will meet again. And the moot court appeals hearing in the case of Theon Redbark in the situation of North Ross is now closed.
All rise.